Hi, my grade 11 students. Today, I am here with you to teach couple of lessons. What are they? Communication services and transportation services. Right? In the previous chapter, you remember we have done insurance services. Insurance also very important supporting service to the businessman. Under the insurance, we have discussed deeply first party, second party, and third party. I think you remember, right? After that, we discuss about the principles of insurance, insurable interest, utmost good faith, and indemnity. After that, we discuss about the life insurance, property insurance, and the differences between life and property insurance. These are the things we have done in the last chapter. Today, I continue from communication. You have heard this word communication. Simple meaning of the communication is what I tell now, if you can understand, it is communication. Here I can use words, I can use some body language, right? So any method, any medium, what I use to tell something to you, it is communication, right? Now we'll go to the slide. Communication services, right? Communication is known as the exchange of messages, information, and ideas among different parties through any medium. Right? What is that? Communication is known as the exchange messages, information, and ideas among different parties through any medium, right? It is called as communication. Try to read it again. Communication is known as exchange of messages, information, and ideas among different parties through any medium. It is called as communication. Communication, right? Importance of communication. What are the importance of communication? See here, to get important information to the businesses. Remember, business need different information to about their competitors, to about their new products, to about their employees. So then communication will give big support to collect more details to the business, right? The other one is to communicate ideas of top management to the bottom level employee. Remember, when we think about any organization, we can see there are three levels of management: top level management, medium level management, and bottom level management, right? Normally, top level management makes some decisions and they want to communicate their ideas, their decisions to the bottom level employees, right? To communicate the top management decisions, communication will give big support to communicate those ideas, right? The other one, to make correct decisions. To make correct decisions. If you want to make a decision, you should have enough details regarding that incident, right? Then think about the government needs some details. How many people get their vaccination, right? To import more vaccination doses from other countries. To make correct decision regarding this, government need how many people got their vaccination doses, right? So like that, think about the business organization also. To make correct decisions, they need some information, right? The communication will provide enough information to the businesses and to other parties also, right? The other one, to introduce new products to the market. If you are a businessman, you think you produce a new product. Now you want to communicate about your products to your customers, right? Then you can put some different advertisement, TV commercials, radio commercials, you can paste some posters, right? So these are the methods of communicate about your products to the customers, right? So that time also you need what? Communications. When you see weekend newspaper, you can see lot of paper advertisement regarding the vacancies, right? Then that business organizations, they will communicate about their vacancies, job vacancies to the people. Then if the people have some qualifications, required qualification, they can apply for these job opportunities and they can get a job from that organization, right? These are the importance of communication. We'll see it again. These are the points to get important information to the business. To get important information to the business, communication will give support, right? To communicate ideas of top management to the employees. Top management to the employees. To make correct decisions. The other one, to introduce new products to the market. These are the importance of communication, right? This communication can be divided into two categories. How many categories? Two categories, right? Then communication can be divided into two main parts depending on the various stakeholders, right? Internal communication and external communication. Internal communication means communicating and sharing ideas and information and other details among two or more parties within the organization. Within the organization, right? Then marketing manager gives some informations to their employees, marketing executives, internal, right? Then human resource manager tells about the vacancies to the top management. Internal communication or external communication? Internal communication. Think about a school principal advise to the school teachers about their timetables. Internal or external? Internal communication, right? Then external communication. This is very important, right? External communication. External communication means exchanging and sharing ideas and information from one party with the other party, but remember, not within the organization, right? Organization and with the society. Society and with the different organizations, right? Here outside people also included here. So that's why it is called external communication, right? Now internal communication. This means communicating messages, information and ideas via various mediums between different parties, but especially you remember within an organization. Within an organization, right? This means communicating messages, information and ideas via various mediums between different parties within an organization. Here we consider only in one organization, two or more parties. Different medium can be used to communicate their ideas, to communicate their informations and details, right? Then between owners and managers. Owner also inside of the organization, manager also the same way. He is also inside of the organization. They can communicate the ideas and they can discuss about the business developments, those things, right? Internal communication. Between managers and employees, right? Managers and employees. Manager also inside of the business, employees also where? Outside or inside? Inside of the organization. They can communicate, sharing the ideas. That is also another example for internal communication. Now external communication. External communication is the communication of business with external individuals and external organization, right? External individuals and external organization, right? So it is external communication, right? Government instructs to all the private limited companies in Sri Lanka to do this thing. It is internal communication or external communication? External communication, right? Government instruct to all the banking and other financial organizations in Sri Lanka to reduce interest rate for savings. Internal communication, no external communication. External communication, right? A business organization highly advertise about their product through radio commercials, TV commercial, put in some advertisement on newspapers. Internal communication or external communication? External communication. These are the different examples for external communication, right? Then customers, these are the external parties. Customers, suppliers, competitors, financial institutes, government. Who are the external parties mentioned here? Customers. A business highly advertise about their new products to the customers. They communicate their ideas. They communicate about their new product to the customers. External communication. Suppliers. Supply is the outside party who provide raw material or finished goods to the businesses, right? Then business organization and that suppliers, so they want to communicate their ideas about their products. So it is external communication. Then competitors. As a businessman, you should know, pay attention about their competitors, what they do, what are their new products, right? You want to collect details about the competitors. So that one also what? External communication. Financial institutes, governments, these are the external parties related to the external communication. Now, internal communication, distance between sender and the receiver is minimum. Receiver is, right? Receiver is minimum. Internal communication, the distance between sender and receiver is minimum. Sender means who send the message, who give the message. Receiver means who got the message. The distance between sender and receiver is minimum in the internal communication. Why? They communicate about their ideas and information within the organization, right? Further, the distance between the sender and receiver is relatively high. Relatively high. Why? Within the organization, a person within the organization, he or she communicates their ideas to the external party. External party means outside a person. Who receives the message? Outside a person, right? Then sender means who send the message. He or she is in the organization, right? But who get the message, who receives the message, is external party. The distance is high when we compare with the internal communication, right? Now, process of communication. You must remember this, right? Process of communication. Process. Remember sender. You think you want to give a message to your friend. You want to give a message to your friend. Then you are the person who send the message. You are the sender, right? Then what is the message? You decide what is the message you want to tell, right? The message, the details, that ideas, that information is called what? Message. Medium. Here you have to use any medium. You can make a telephone call, you can make a WhatsApp message, you can send a normal message. If not, you can send a letter, right? You can send email. Like this is the medium, right? Then here receiver. Receiver is your friend. Why? The person who got the message, right? After that, your friend thinks, what is the response? Response. The response of your friend about your message is called what? Response, right? Finally, he decided to give answer for your message. He decided to give answer for your message. How they respond? What is the feedback he gives? It is called what? Feedback again should join with the sender. Remember, In the exam, sometime they may ask what? Draw communication process. If you draw like this, sender, message, medium, receiver, response and feedback. You stop this chart from here. Then you earn 0 marks. Why? Yeah, sender again, feedback should join it again with the sender. Sender should join with the feedback because this is like a circle, right? That's why we say communication process. Now sender, element of communication, element. What are the elements? Sender. Sender, the person who or institution send in the message. Not only person, organization also can communicate the ideas, right? That party who give the message, that party is sender, right? Then message, what are the information you want to give? So information conveyed by the sender, it is message. Medium, the communication medium used for sending message, right? What's the medium you use? You can send email, then they will receive your message. If not, you can use telephone call, right? You can send WhatsApp message, you can send the normal text message, you can write a letter, right? Finally, anyway, you can use any method to give your message to the other party. So it is, what is the medium you use? It is medium, right? Receiver, the person receiving the message. The person receiving the message is receiver, right? Response, what is the response? How the receiver act on the message. How the receiver act on the message. It means when receiver receives the message, he thinks like that. Okay, that is called what? Response, right? After that, he will give reply for you. He will give reply to you. Then reply, either verbally or non-verbally, regarding the message receiver to the sender. It is called what? Feedback. It is called feedback. Now we'll see it again. Now element of communication. Element of communication. First one is sender, the person who send the message, right? Message, information conveyed by the sender, right? Then medium, the communication medium used for sending message. What is the medium you use, right? Then receiver. Receiver is the person who get the message, who receiving the message. He is the receiver, right? Response. Response, how the receiver act on the message, right? What he thinks, what she thinks about your message. It is the response. Finally, she or he decided to give reply to you. That reply is called what? Feedback, right? This feedback should connected with the receiver or sender. Feedback should be connected with sender, right? Different communication mediums used by businesses. These are the different communication mediums used by the business. What are they? Verbal. You know verbal. Verbal means discussions, meetings, right? Workshops, conference, telephone conversations. These all are verbally, right? They are discussing, right? So these are the examples for verbal communication, right? Next one, written. Written, letters, notice board. You can see the notice board in your school. Reports, progress reports, right? Handbills, newspapers, magazines, banners, posters. These all are the written communication methods. What are the examples for written communication methods? Letters, notice boards, reports, evaluation reports at the end of their term test, right? Remember, right? Then handbills, newspapers, magazines, banners and posters. These all are the examples for written communication methods. Next one, electronic. Loudspeakers, digital display boards, email, fax, internet, broadcast in mediums, telecast in mediums, and social websites. These all are electronic mediums. Electronic mediums. What are the examples for electronic mediums? Loudspeakers, digital display boards, email, fax, internet, broadcast in mediums, telecast in mediums, and social websites. Right? Now we have finished verbal communication, written communication, and electronic. The last one is codes and signals. Codes and signals. Road signals, universally accepted signs, bell. Bell. When someone comes to your house, you can open the door. How? When she or he rings the bell, then you can open the door, right? They communicate something. Someone came, right? So, codes and signals, what? Road signals, universally accepted signs, and bells. These are the other codes and signals methods used by the business and normal general people to communicate their ideas, right? Remember, there are few methods of communication mediums: verbal, written, electronic, and codes and signals, right? Then remember, although the above communication mediums are categorized broadly into 4, most of the time they cannot be limited only to one category depending on the nature of the communication. Remember, but we classified there, some verbally, some written, some codes and signals, like that. But sometime we can't classify some method of communication, medium of communication into same category, one category. Some are going to different categories. Examples: telephone conversations, electronic and verbal, right? Telephone conversations, electronic and verbal. One time we can say it is electronic method, the other way we can say what? It is verbal, right? Emails, electronic and written. Email is, one time we can say it's electronic method. The other time we can say, no, it is not the electronic, it is written, right? So, then Skype, electronic, verbal and written, right? Skype, electronic and verbal and written. Remember, but here we broadly classified into 4 categories, but some are going to both categories. It's difficult to classify, this goes to this one and that goes to that one, like. Okay, right. Factors to be considered when selecting an appropriate medium of communication. Remember, when you decide to give a message to someone, what are the points, what are the factors to be considered by you, right? First one is appropriateness. Yeah, you think about appropriateness. The other one, speed. Yeah, speed also to be considered, right? The other one, cost. Yeah, sometime when you make a call, it's highly cost than the text message, right? So you can think about the cost. Clarity. Clarity. What you tell, the other receiver can understand well. Then clarity, right? Then easy to use. Think about this point also, easy to use, right? These are the factors to be considered when you are selecting appropriate good communication method. What? Appropriateness, speed and cost, clarity and easy to use. These are the points, these are the factors to be considered when you are selecting good communication method. The other one is transportation services, right? Transportation services. I promised you at the beginning, today I will teach couple of supporting services. First one is communication, the other one is transportation. Under the communication, we discuss about definition of the communication, elements of communication, internal communication, external communication, importance of communication, and factors to be considered when you are selecting suitable communication medium. Right? Now, the other supporting service is transportation. What is that? Transportation. We'll see. Transportation can be explained as moving goods and passengers from one location to another location. Moving people and goods. Moving passengers and goods from one place to another place. From one place to another place is called what? Transportation. Transportation is very important supporting service to the businessman to buy raw materials to their businesses, right? To transport their finished goods to the market, to deliver their finished goods to the customers, right? To transport employees on time to their organizations, right? These are the different importance of transportation to the businessman, right? Now, importance of transportation. Importance of transportation. To transport required resources to the business. Required resources, sometimes raw materials. If it is a manufacturing business, they need to transport raw material on time. Then they have to use proper transportation method to transport their raw materials. Right? Think about any organization. Think about a garment factory. To transport their employees on time, they need what? Transportation. Right? Now, to transport employees, the first one is to transport required resources to the business. Second one, to transport employees. To transport goods to the market. After producing your products, you want to deliver, you want to transport your finished goods to the markets, right? Then that time also you need transportation. The other one, to transport goods to the customers, right? You want to transport your finished goods to the customers. Then what do you need? Transportation, right? Now, these are the importance of transportation. You must remember this. To transport required resources to the businesses, to transport employees on time, to transport goods to the market, to transport goods to the customers. These are the importance of transportation. You must remember. Element of transportation. Element of transportation. There are 4 elements. What are they? The way. Different ways we can use to do transportation. Waterway, airway, railway, roadway, like that, right? Then transportation medium. Different crafts, different vehicles, what you use to do the transportation, right? The other one is power, right? Fuel, electricity, gas, and these are the powers we use to do the transportation. We discuss about these each items after that, right? Terminal. Terminal, where you stop your transportation method, right? Then bus stand, airport, harbor, railway station. These are the examples for the terminal. Then remember, there are 4 elements of transportation. The way, okay, the other one transportation medium, power, and terminal. Ways. What is the way? We can use different ways, right? This means different ways used for transportation. What do you mean by ways? Different ways used to do the transportation, right? Then roadway. We can transport our goods using the roadway, right? Railway. If you use the train, what is the way you use? Railway, right? The other one, waterway. Waterway, right? If you use waterways, then, so remember, you can import your foreign order to your country. They use ships to deliver their goods to your country. Then what is the way they use? Waterway, right? Then airway. If you use helicopter and aeroplane, so it is airway. Then medium. Different types of vehicles and crafts used in different transportation ways are known as medium of transportation. Different vehicles what you use to do the transportation: buses, lorries, helicopters, aeroplanes, like these are the medium. AC buses, right? These are the different vehicles and crafts you use to do your transportation. So they are the medium. Roadway. Then if you use roadway, you can use different mediums: buses, lorries, and AC vehicles, right? These are the examples for roadway mediums, right? The other one, railway. If you use railway, you can use train and rail buses. If you use waterway, you can use ships and boats. Airway, aeroplane and helicopter. We'll see it again. Roadway, buses and lorries, right? Railway, train and buses. Waterway, ships and boats. Airway, airplane and helicopter. These are the different mediums. These are the different ways. Power. Power is energy. That is used by you to do your transportation, right? Then the energy used to run transportation medium, this power is needed to your medium, is known as the power, right? The power. Solar power, right? Gas, electricity, fuel, and hybrid technology, hybrid vehicles, right? Fuel and electricity both they used, right? So these are the examples for power. Power means energy used by that different mediums, different crafts, vehicles, right? Now what are the powers, examples for power? Solar power, gas, electricity, fuel and hybrid vehicles. Now terminal. This is the fourth one of element of transportation, right? Terminal or station is the place where the medium of transportation is handled. Terminal or station is the place where the medium of transportation is handled. They are called as what? Terminal. These are the examples. Bus stop, we say bus stand, same meaning, right? Port, right? Harbor, like that. Railway station is the other terminal. Airport is the other example for the terminal. Then these are the examples for different terminals. What are they? Bus stop, if not bus stand. Port, the other one railway station, the other one airport. I think understood well, right? Now advantages and disadvantages of different ways of transportation. Here I'll teach you one by one what are the advantages of road transportation and what are the disadvantages of road transportation. The other time, what are the advantages of railway transportation and disadvantages? What are the advantages and disadvantages of waterway and airways both, right? Then one by one I teach you. Pay clear attention here, right? Now different ways used to do transportation. There are 4 ways. What are they? Roadway, railway, waterway and airway. What are the 4 ways? Roadway, railway, waterway and airway. Road transportation. This means the transportation done using roads on the land, right? Southern Expressway, Katunayaka Highway, Colombo and Kandy Road, Jaffna and Kandy Road. These are the examples, right, for road transportation, right? What are they? Southern Expressway, Katunayaka Highway, Colombo Kandy Road, Jaffna and Kandy Road. These are the examples for road transportation. These are the examples for road transportation. Now we discuss advantages. Can be used up to destination. If you use road transportation, you can go up to the destination. Not like railway, not like airway, not like waterway, right? After using airway transportation, you have to use another transport medium to end your journey, right? So, but when you think about road transportation, you can travel up to the destination. It is an advantage. Can be used up to destination. Can be used at any time, right? Can be used at any time, right? So, anytime you can use road transportation, not like railway transportation, not like airway transportation, not like waterway transportation, right? These are the advantages of road transportation. What are they? Can be used up to destination, can be used at any time, but there are some disadvantages also. Disadvantages of road transportation. Delays due to the traffic. Yeah, delays due to the traffic. Relatively, a higher rate of accidents on the road. Higher rate of accidents. The other disadvantage. Impact on environment. Impact on environment. It is environmental pollution is highly if you use road transportation, right? These are the advantages and disadvantages of road transportation, right? Advantages can be used up to destination, can be used at any time, right? But there are some few disadvantages also. Delays due to the traffic, relatively highly rate of accidents, impact on environment, environmental pollution. Now railway transportation. Railway transportation. Here I'll give here examples for railway transportation. Coastal railway line, upcountry railway line, northern railway line and Kalani Valley railway line. These are the examples for railway transportation. These are the examples for railway transportation, right? Now we move to the advantages of railway transportation. What are the advantages? Ability to transport a heavy load of goods and passengers at once, not like roadway. Here you can travel, you can transport heavy load of goods, large number of passengers at once. It is an advantage of railway transportation. Special transport services for long distances, right? You can enjoy more benefits in railway transportation, not like when you compare with the roadway transportation. What are the other extra benefits? Observation cars, right? Air conditioned cars, sleep in cars, restaurants, right? These are the other facilities, right? You can get through railway transportation, right? No traffic on the railway roads, right? They transport on scheduled time. So, no traffic in railway. The other one, disadvantages of railway transportation. What are the disadvantages? Often cannot be used up to destination, right? After traveling, after you use the train, you have to get another vehicle to travel to your home, right? Why? It does not go to the close to your house, right? They end the journey at the railway station, right? Passengers cannot use railway services at any time they required, since trains run only according to the timetable, right? You can't adjust the time. You can't get a train at any time, right? So you have to adjust your journey according to the train timetable. That is disadvantage. Then if an accident occurs, it takes a long time to restore the railways, like not like in roadway accidents. To recover the damages after the accident, it will take long time. The other disadvantage of railway transportation is this, right? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? Advantages: ability to transport heavy load of goods, special transport services for long distances. What are they? Observation cars, air conditioned cars, sleep-in cars, restaurants, right? No traffic. These are the advantages, right? Now I discuss disadvantages. Often cannot be used up to the destination, right? Passenger cannot use railway services at any time they require, since trains run only according to the timetable, right? Train runs according to the timetable. You want to adjust your journey according to the train timetable, right? If an accident occurs, it takes long time to recover. These are the disadvantages of railway transportation. Now airway transportation. What are the examples for airway transportation? Airway transportation is the movement of goods and passengers via airways, right? Internal transportation and international transportation. It goes under two categories. What are they? Internal transportation and international transportation. What are the main two examples? Internal transportation and international transportation, right? Now advantages of airway transportation. Advantages of airway transportation: comparatively high speed, right? Quickly you can travel, quickly. It takes only a little time to travel a long distance, right? Higher comfort for passengers, right? More facilities are available in air transportation when we compare with other transportation methods, right? The other one, facilitate international trade. Mostly airway transportation is used in international trade. What are the advantages? We'll see. Comparatively high speed, short time you can take here to travel long distance. Higher comfort of passengers, more facilities are there. Facilitate international trade. Now these are the disadvantages. Higher cost of transportation. The price is high when you compare with other transportation methods, right? Severity and accident is high. Accident is very high. Damage is very high, right? The other one, cannot transport heavy goods. It's difficult to transport heavy load of goods in air transportation. These are the advantages, these are the disadvantages of airway transportation. Now we are going to discuss about other way, waterway transportation. But up to now we have discussed about roadway transportation, railway transportation, airway transportation. their advantages and disadvantages also discussed. Now, the last way, it is what? Waterways transportation. These are the examples for waterway transportation, right? This is the transportation done using waterways such as oceans, rivers and canals. Here we use what? Oceans. If not, we can use rivers. If not, we can use some canals to use the transportation, right? It is the way. Internal waterway transportation and international waterway transportation. Inside of the country, if you travel, so it is internal waterway transportation. In import and export trade, we use international waterway transportation. International waterway transportation, right? Now we discuss about advantages and disadvantages of waterway transportation. First, advantages. Can transport a large quantity of goods and passengers in one instance. One time you can transport large number of passengers and heavy load of goods like railway transportation. In the railway transportation also, we have given the same feature, same advantage. What? Can transport heavy load of goods and large number of passengers. Here also you can see the same advantage, right? Comparatively lower cost of transportation. When you compare with other transportation ways, here cost is very low cost, right? Facilitate international trade, right? Normally we use mostly waterway transportation to import goods from other countries and to export our goods to the other countries, right? Can transport heavy goods. I explained it before. What are the advantages of waterway transportation? These are the advantages. Can transport a large quantity of goods and passengers in one time, right? Comparatively low cost. The price is very low, right? Facilitate international trade. In import and export trade, we mostly use what? Waterway transportation. The other one, can transport heavy load of goods. These are the advantages. You must remember these all points, right? Now we move to the disadvantages. Disadvantages of waterways transportation. Time consuming for a transportation goods. Inability to reach every destination, right? Remember, time consuming. It takes a long time to deliver, to transport goods and passengers to the destination. It is a disadvantage here, right? Inability to reach every destination, right? After using waterways transportation, you have to get another transport way to end your journey. So that's why it mentioned here, inability to reach every destination. I'll revise advantages and disadvantages of waterways. Can transport large quantity of goods and passengers. Comparatively cost is low. Facilitate international trade and can transport heavy load of goods. These are the disadvantages. These are the disadvantages. What are they? Time consuming. It takes a long time to deliver goods, right? The other one is inability to reach every destination, right? Yes, I think everyone knows now very well today's lesson. I think you understood well. We have discussed today transportation and communication. Under the communication, we discuss about the communication process, element of communication, right? These are the things we have done. Importance of communication. After that, we started transportation. Under the transportation, we discuss about roadway, railway, waterway and airways, advantages, disadvantages discussed under this chapter. After that, we discuss about the element of transportation. These are the points we have discussed in this lesson, right? In the next chapter, we discuss about management, right? We will meet soon, right?